What's going on? My name is FreeRunnerX10 and welcome to a brand new video. So today I thought I'd take a look at a brand new first-person shooter that is being developed by an indie studio called BATTLEBIT. Now BATTLEBIT is a low-poly tactical shooter with hardcore elements and casual modes. So basically what they're trying to make is a military simulation shooter game, a tactical shooter similar to games like Squad or Project Reality, which is a standalone mod for Battlefield 2. So that means there's kind of sort of two games being sort of made here in one. They're going to make a game which is going to be mainly a tactical shooter, but also it's going to have casual modes which make the game feel more like a Battlefield game, which I think is going to be quite interesting. Now the game is going to allow 64 to 128 players to basically battle it out on servers. There's going to be huge maps with customization options for your classes and hopefully vehicles. There's obviously, like I said, going to be a realism and casual mode. Now the game right now is on Steam Greenlight and it has been successfully greenlit, so it's going to eventually make its way to Steam. Now the plan as it is right now is that the game's going to be released on Steam Early Access. It's going to cost a little bit of money in order to actually get access to this game, and that money is going to go towards actually supporting the game's development in the future. But the plan is once the game's gone through Steam Early Access and it is ready to be released fully, then the game is going to be a free-to-play game where anyone can basically download and play this game without any restrictions whatsoever, which I think is pretty cool. So that means if you want to play this game early and support the developers, you can buy into the Steam Early Access, and then eventually if you're someone who can't actually pay in order to support this game, eventually when the game comes out, you'll be able to play it for free. Now if you're someone who can't wait till the Steam Early Access release, then you can actually donate and actually try the game out and test it right now. You have to go to the developer's website. You basically have to donate a minimum of $1, and then the maximum is however much you want to choose. So if you want to pay $5 to test out this game, support this game and play it right now, then you can go ahead and do so. I'll put a link in the description below to the actual game's website, as well as a few bits of other social media, so you can check out this game and stay up to date on all of the news that is shared about this game. Now before I actually talk about gameplay, maps and modes that are currently in the version of the early access, I'd like to just basically say this, that the game is currently in development and things you see here are in development and could potentially change from now until full release. So let's talk about gameplay. Gameplay, obviously it's a first person shooter. You can actually lean around corners using Q and E. Q to lean left, E to lean right. You can crouch, you can go prone. There's a class based system in the game. There's an assault class, there's a medic class, an engineer class, a support class and a recon class. They all have different gadgets and a variety of different weapons, although some classes have a few weapons which are over all of the classes, which is pretty cool. But for example, the support class is the only class which has LMGs, and the recon class is the only class that has sniper rifles and DMR rifles. You can also customize your loadout to your personal preference, so for your playstyle, so you can change attachments on your weapons. You can also change certain gadgets and basically change out a few gadgets depending on what situation you're in, depending on what class you're playing as. Now as attachments go, the way you unlock attachments is by getting kills with that certain weapon. So if you get 10 kills with a weapon, you unlock an attachment, and then you get another 10 kills, you unlock another attachment. I believe attachments aren't unlocked at random, you unlock them in a certain preset order. Now in order to actually put on attachments, you have to actually go to a crate. Now there are 3 crates on the map that I'm playing on right now. Now there are 2 crates which are located in either side of the map. One crate is in one team spawn and the other crate is in the other team spawn. You go up to the crate, you press Q, and then you can change out various different slots and change out the attachments. There is another crate located in the middle of the map in a building. You go up into that building, go up to the 2nd floor, and then there's a crate there where you can change your attachments in the middle of the battlefield, which is pretty cool. It's kind of sad that there's no attachment changing in the menus, but it would be pretty cool to see that, as well as the option to hopefully change your attachments while you're actually in combat by going to one of these crates. Now in the game right now, there is I think they're adding a really complex medical system, because obviously they want to make a realistic milsim sort of game, a more tactical shooter as they say. So there's going to be a complex medic system in the game, but right now it seems to be a basic system system similar to Battlefield with a little bit of sort of a bit of advancement on it. So basically, if you get shot, you take damage and your character then starts bleeding, and then gradually while you're bleeding, you're losing health. I'm pretty sure if someone manages to damage you quite a lot, you bleed quickly in comparison to if someone just shot you once and you were bleeding. So what you have to do is switch to a bandage and then bandage your wounds. That stops the bleeding. You're not losing any more health, and then you need to go find a medic to get health from. They have a health pack and they come up to you and they heal you. They don't drop it on the ground like in Battlefield. They physically hold it in their hands and heal you that way. But yeah, for the most part, gunplay is solid. The class-based system's solid. Problem I find with the game is grenades are hard to throw. You can't tell where they're going. They bounce off everything and they're very unreliable. Also, when it comes to sound, the game's sound is absolutely horrible. It needs a ton of work. You can't tell who's where and what surface they're treading on, and you basically can't hear when a grenade lands near you, so you have no time to react. You can't hear bullets fly past your head. You can't hear bullet impacts. You occasionally see a bit of particle effects when it comes to bullets hitting certain surfaces, but then if you don't see that, you won't hear them, so you're basically just stood out in the open and you'll probably get shot and die. So that's something that needs to be looked at. They need to look at the sound system. As for maps and game modes, I've only played this one map, which is a very small map, and it's an infantry based map. Reason being is because there's not enough people playing in the current early access version of the game to actually have one of the big maps running, and also the big maps apparently crash because of the vehicles and the fact that they're just huge. For some reason the game just crashes, and if the host crashes, then the game's pretty much over. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully they get that fixed, and eventually hopefully I can play some of the larger maps and experience some of the vehicle combat, and hopefully get a taste for the game as far as actual long range combat's concerned. But yeah, from my experience from playing the early access version of this game, it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see this game develop further. One thing I would like to see is a better in-game sound system or sound engine. The sounds are very lacking in this game. They need more realistic sounds, more precise sounds as far as footsteps and movements concerned, and I guess vehicle sounds. They also need to work on some kind of VoIP system where you can actually talk locally. Enemies can possibly hear you, or you can turn that off, so you can have a game mode set up where enemies can hear you locally and friendlies can hear you locally, or you can have it where just friendlies can hear you locally and enemies can't. But it'd be pretty cool to have a VoIP system with also radios where you can basically be on radio and talk to different squads and communicate via different squads. Right now the game is obviously very lacking. There is a squad system, but that doesn't work yet. You can't spawn on squad mates, but you need to be in the squad system in order to have access to every other class barring the assault class. But yeah, it looks like an interesting game, and I can't wait to see where it goes in the future. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. Unfortunately, if you didn't enjoy this video, there's always a dislike button. If you'd like to see more content like this or more content by me, then hit that subscribe button. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think about this game, and hopefully you can give me some feedback on how I can improve my videos. If you'd like to stay up to date on this game, there are social media links in the description below, and everything you need to know about the game is listed in the description below, so go check those links out. And as always, I will see you in my next video.